Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
You are most welcome to PENDREAM, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more updates. Like and also share to other members of the as well. You can also leave a comment after watching or send us a voice note to our WhatsApp number. This is 0277 Thank you. Black Rasta today has gone after the president for the promises that he made some time ago, saying, and some statements he made saying, yes, it's national to accommodate. Please remembering him of those statements, that where is the money that he saw, or how did it happen after he became a president? How much I do, I would like you to send me, listen to what he said in today's show. And your views are much welcome. Please do leave a comment after watching. Thank you.
This is the Black Porter, and I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. We have a number of issues to look at, and I needed to come along, so we will take them one after the other. My brother, my sister. Now, the very first story I want to look at today is coming from Ghana Web, and it says, Societe Generale exit. Ghana's banking sector in fully fledged crisis. And this is coming from one Dr. Etuahine. I take it again. Societe Generale exit. Ghana's banking sector in fully fledged crisis. And this is coming from Dr. Etuahine. I read, now banking consultant Dr. Richmond Etuahine has indicated that contrary to what he describes as English, the data on Ghana's banking sector depicts a sector that has been in a state of crisis for the past 10 years. He made these assertions in an interview with Francis Harban, host of the State of Affairs on GH1 TV, while discussing Societe Generale's announcement to exit Ghana after 20 years of operation. Now, referring to Ghana's banking sector's non-performing loans, which have averaged about 16.5% in the past 10 years, the banking expert insisted that there was abundant literature from the International Monetary Fund to prescribe the fully fledged crisis situation of Ghana's banking sector. Dr. Etuahine pointed out, since 2014, our non-performing asset ratio has hovered between 11% and 24.9% as of December 2023. Now, if you use this to test the resilience of the sector, it is completely non-resilient. There is literature written by IMF staff in 1998. It says that any banking sector that has more than 10% non-performing assets can be described as a fully fledged banking distress or crisis, he explained. And then so many figures that you will not be interested in. My brother, my sister, this is supposed to be an independent nation, right? This country is called Ghana. Please take out the Societe Generale thing there, please. Ghana is a very important nation, right? Isn't it? Ghana has been independent from 1957. Ghana, at the time that the white man came into this country, referred to this place as the Gold Coast. In fact, the Portuguese referred to the area as El Mine. In other words, the mine. Today is called Elmina. My brother, my sister, there was everything to show that this is a very rich country. Why should one company, why should one outfit, 2 outfits, 3 outfits, 4 outfits, 5 outfits, even 100 outfits from the West leave Ghana, and Ghana will be crying? That is my point. My brother, my sister, when this government came into power, quickly, there was something called the banking cleanup exercise. A lot of banks were disenfranchised. Many people were given dirty haircuts from Sakura all the way, my brother, my sister, to Top Your Joe. Many people lost their money. More crises came in. and old men and women who had contributed their quota to the development of this nation and had trusted this nation enough to save the money with this nation, my brother, my sister, were given a rude awakening when they lost their money, potentially. My brother, my sister, I don't see the hue and cry. How about Societe Generale live in Ghana? Big live in Ghana. Lipton live in Ghana. Glovo live in Ghana. Look, 100 outfits from the West could leave Ghana, and Ghana would still be Ghana if we had wise leaders. Not the dunderhead leaders we have sitting right about now, my brother, my sister, expecting Parliament to be a rubber stamp, as it's always been from the start. My brother, my sister, let's get more serious. Hear me now. Yes, the government of Ghana has inflicted the people with so much neck-breaking taxes, bad leadership, and some of these outfits might just want to pack out and go. The other day it was the game packed up and left Ghana and Nigeria and some other such nations. My brother, my sister, as it stands right now, if we continue depending on outfits and businesses from the West in order to survive, our economic independence will never ever be assured. Should I tell you something? Thomas Sankara made it clear when he told us, he who feeds you controls you. Every now and then, we only see our nation to be thriving only when Westerners come here and invest. What hogwash, what nonsense. Some time ago, Westerners had to run into this country to beg us in order to steal our gold and our diamonds. And when we resisted, they enslaved us and stole our gold and our diamonds and other such resources by force. A lot of our ancestors were murdered in cold blood, all because of the wealth we had and still have. My brother, if our wealth was what drove the white man into this country, why should we be dependent on the white man now for wealth that we already have? Did Nana Akufo-Addo not tell us that we were sitting on money, we were sitting on gold, yet we could not see because of bad leadership? What happened to the good leadership of Nana Akufo-Addo? These are very important questions we all need to ask. We have to push aside those days when every old man was wise and correct. In my days, every old man was correct. No matter what the old man said was right and correct. And when the old man spoke, it brought finality to every discussion and argument. Not today. There are some young fools who have become old fools. My brother, my sister, and some of them are in power right now as we speak. Trust me. It hurts me, my brother, my sister. A country that used to be called the Gold Coast. A country that the Portuguese decided to name El Min, at least that area. The mine. What do you mine? My brother, my sister. The Portuguese saw something very important that they couldn't find in their own Portugal. The British found so much gold that they had to coin the word El Dorado, my brother, my sister, and slap it on Ghana. To those who don't know what El Dorado means, go find it out. It's a fictitious land, my brother, my sister, that has gold sprinkled everywhere. When the British came into this country, they referred to Ghana as El Dorado, and the English translation is the Gold Coast. My brother, my sister, what has happened to the Gold Coast? That Societe Generale will leave the country, and all of a sudden the gold is missing, and we are a desert, a blighted piece of land. It hurts me, my brother, my sister, that this has become a make or break situation, a very crucial situation. What is Societe Generale? What is Big Pen? What is Lipton? What is Glovo? Let all of them pack up and go. Indigenize our nation. Indigenize and domesticate our nation. My brother, the black man should never be sad because the white man has refused him food. That is the foundation of the discussion. The black man is crying that he's hungry because the white man has refused him food. What happened to all your plantations full of wheat, full of corn, full of millet? What happened to all the blessings that you have had? That is the biggest question I'm asking. Today I will not be surprised if our dwarfish president, Nana Akufo-Addo, is running left, right, and center, begging Societe Generale, cutting down taxes and allowing Societe Generale to repatriate 150% of everything that they earn in this country back to wherever they are coming from. Our people stoop so low. They are not ready for Pan-Africanism. They are not ready for what is known as economic independence, as Kwame Nkrumah spelled out to us. My brother, my sister, a black man should never cry because a white man has refused him entry into his kitchen. Build your own kitchen. Are you so dunder-headed that you cannot stand independent economically? What happened to the gold and the diamond? What happened to all the fertile lands? All you are interested in is white-collar jobs. All you are interested in is speaking big English. And you are able to assess somebody's intelligence by how much English he speaks. My brother, my sister, Otumfuo, as he's sitting in Kumasi, by now should be issuing a statement and telling Ghana to take it easy. After all, he's the king of gold. And if you have gold, what is Societe Generale to gold? What is Glovo to gold? What is Big Pen to gold? Otiko Koso. You know what that means? He's sitting on gold. You know what it means to say gold? All the big countries in the world, my brother, my sister, their backbone is gold. And if we have a king who sits on gold, parades himself in gold, sits in a golden palanquin, sits on a golden WC, walks on a golden sandal, my brother, my sister, what is Societe Generale to a golden king? Don't let us demean the energy that we have in this nation. It is sad that many people will lose their jobs. It is sad that a lot of people are going to go home crying. Their families will suffer. Can I make my last point? What happened to the one district, one factory? How many people can Societe Generale employ that one district, one factory cannot employ a millionfold if one district, one factory was actually done and executed? But when you have liars in power, thieves in power, people who have no respect for the next generation, one district, one factory only becomes one dumb and one fool. Sad, my brother. And I'm angry. One district, one factory was a very creative piece of innovation. At the end of the day, it has become nothing but a farce. One village, one dam. I traveled all the way to the northern region, all the way towards Boku and beyond. My brother, all the so-called one district, one dam projects, I couldn't see. Why do you fool the people like this? Societe Generale is leaving Ghana, so what? Is GCB still not here? Is GCB not still here? Tell me. You closed down all the banks. All the banks, indigenous banks that were supposed to do more than Societe Generale. Today, one bank has left. Big Pen has joined them. Glovo has joined them. Lipton has joined them. And therefore, the nation should crack and should never exist. Let's be wise. To God be the glory. It's an opportunity for us to indigenize our businesses. It's time to empower our businessmen and women. It's time to look within. It's time to empower Ghanaians. It's time to look around Africa and make sure that Africa takes and talks. We have relegated Africa to the background. If this was a Moroccan bank or a Togolese bank living, I'm not sure this furore will be heard all over the place. Imagine it was a Togolese bank living. Who will cough? If this was a Burkinabe bank living, who would cough? Because it's an almighty French bank. There's a huge furore. There's a huge tsunami. Societe Generale, goodbye. Thank you for doing business with us. Big Pen, goodbye. Lipton, goodbye. It's been good doing business with you. Time now to empower our own people. Do you know the number of herbalists who make tea in this country? Have you tried their tea? Do you know the number of local pens that are made in Kumasi underground? It's time to empower those people. It's time to bring back all those banks that they closed. It's time to empower Nam1 to do better and be more legalized than the illegalized nature we were told it was operating in. I leave it here. Now the next thing I want to look at, and I need you to come along, and this is interesting. Oh my God. Today is full of interesting issues. This one is also from Ghana, wherever. And it says, we can't be a major gold producer and not own a major mining company. I didn't expect that this will come out of the mouth of the man who is speaking, Nana Akufo-Addo. He says, we can't be a major gold producer and not own a major mining company, Akufo-Addo. And I read, President Addo Akufo-Addo has stressed the need for Ghana to establish its own prominent mining entities and leverage its status as Africa's leading gold producer. He said this on his Facebook page after laying the foundation for the new Minerals Income Investment Fund, a technical training center at George Grant University of Mines and Technology in Takwa on May 3, 2024. We must be deliberate about creating our own major mining companies. It cannot be that we proudly wear the crown as Africa's #1 gold producer, yet we are missing out on the ownership participation space and in value chain development. The president posted. Words are cheap to cheap people. The president is a cheap president. This president is a cheap president. He is full of utterances, full of words, no action. We saw how he stood in front of the French president and boasted that Africa is beyond aid. For that matter, Ghana beyond aid. In a few moments, he was lying all over, begging the German ambassador to beg China and other such countries to give us free money. Is this a serious president? Somebody told me, oh, yes, Ghana beyond aid is not an event. It's a journey. When is the journey beginning? When is the journey ending? To cheap politicians like this president, they are full of words, and those words, my brother, my sister, are nothing but comic. This is a comedian. My brother, we have had the KNUST. We have had the Takwa University, now called George Grant. My brother, my sister, named after a timber merchant. To God be the glory. My brother, my sister, training a lot of miners. Over the umpteen number of years, these institutions have sat on this beautiful heritage piece of land. Yet, anytime we discover any mineral, our graduates from Takwa University, George Grant, and the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology are not worthy enough to spearhead this. We have to go to America. We have to go to England. We have to go to Colombia. We have to go to all those countries that helped in enslaving us in the past to come and spearhead any blessing that we have. Should I tell you what it means? It's like sheep who have had a blessing and they bring a lion to help them share the blessing. Hallelujah. Should I say it again? Whenever we discover any mineral resource, we rely on the West to come and give us guidelines as to how to share this blessing. And I liken that to a blessing that has befallen sheep, and they decide to hire the lion to come and help them share this blessing. Hallelujah. I'm hurt and I'm sad. Who created us at all? I believe on the seventh day When God rested, that was when Satan sneaked into the factory of creation and created us. We are such a useless people who have made ourselves not worthy of anything. And our leaders attest to this fact. They carry the badge of dishonesty wherever they go. I refuse to be useless. Say it after me. I refuse to be useless. Listen to what the president is saying. Oh, we are the leading gold producer in the world. How come we do not own the biggest mining wherever in the world? Mr. President, you said these same old things several years ago before you became president. And you told us that when you come into power, the gold that we're sitting on, the riches that we're sitting on, you would make sure that we see those, in fact, plainly and physically. Today, you are going back to the same old rhetoric, like a broken record on repeat. What a shame. Ha! If a kindergarten child has told me this, I would have forgiven this child. Not a president who was sat on for almost 8 years. Did you not know that we were the highest gold producer in the world? Did it start now? It's been there for a long time now. The leading gold producer. We even used to be the leading cocoa producer in the world. Do we have a single cocoa factory that is the biggest in the world? Or biggest in even the South region? Today, all our chocolate, 90% and beyond, are coming from Switzerland. The little chocolates we make here, you have closed down a lot of the factories, and some of them are performing under average of 30% capacity. What a joke. They love to politic with everything. They like to treat us like idiots. Mr. President, shame on you. Shame on you, Mr. President. So what are you trying to say? You've gone to cut the sword for people to be trained? What a shame. Those same people were trained at the George Grant University in Takwa for so many years. A lot of them have gone into Galamsey because you have not put their acumen into use. Today you are crying. What happened to Ashanti Gold Fields, which became Anglo Gold Ashanti, whatever ever. Today we are told that we don't even own 1% in that franchise. It's slavery. Mr. President, you are a traitor. I'm running out of time, and I'm going to look at this for just a couple of minutes. Now, this one is also coming from Ghana Web, and it says cedi depreciation. I'll take it again. Cedi depreciation against US dollar has improved under NPP compared to NDC. And this is Dr. Baomia speaking. I read. Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baomia has asserted that the depreciation of the Ghana cedi against the US dollar has shown improvement now as compared to its value under the previous John Mahama administration. He argued that the value of the local currency in the past 7 years under President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has been relatively more stable than previously. Speaking in an interview with Africa Watch, he stated that the depreciation of the local currency against the US dollar has been rather sustainable despite the economic challenges being experienced in the country. I leave it here. If the driver himself drove the car into the ditch, who is the mate to say anything that is worthy of listening to? It's a sad day for Ghana. You see, so to these people, it's just about NDC and MPP. It's all about NDC and MPP. It's partisanship. They are not looking at the common welfare of the Ghanaian. They are not telling us, oh, under the NPP, Ghanaians were able to improve from this level to that level. It's all about when the NDC was in power, they couldn't do this, and we came and we did it, and we did that, and we did that, and we did that. If the NDC was that good for us, I'm not sure we would have kicked out NDC and brought in the NPP. We chased out Mahama and brought in Nana Akufo-Addo because he promised us heaven on earth like the Jehovah's Witnesses believe in. Today, we are witnessing hell on earth. Hallelujah. What is Bawumia saying? Today, the cedi dollar relation has worsened. $1 is close to 15 Ghana cedis as it stands. Before I came into the studio, I went out there to check. It's 14.5 or so. Some areas would say 15 Ghana cedis to $1. I don't know by what mathematics these people calculate this. This is an all-time high. Why is it that when the American dollar sneezes, the Ghana cedi catches cold every time? And we claim we are independent. My brother, what happened to productivity in the nation? One district, one factory. If it had worked, by now, $1 should be equivalent to 1 Ghana cedi, like in the days of Kufuor, when the redenomination was done. My brother, why are we so mediocre-minded and mediocre thinking? What Bawumia is saying is very simple. Yes, we have both failed, the NDC and the NPP, but the NDC failed more than us. It's a competition for failure, not a competition for winning. I don't know how many people understand this. Some people would have to drink hot cocoa tomorrow morning before they understand what I'm saying. Bawumia is a joker. And I am repeating it. If Bawumia becomes the next president of Ghana, I am done with you. That is going to be my protest. I will leave you. Stay with this comedian. Laugh your lungs out. Break your ribs in laughter. Continue to enjoy the buffoonery. It's up to you. Look at this guy. Politicking night and day. Messing up the nation. And making people ridicule us. To God be the glory. I leave it here. It's been a Black Pot, aka Kukushunomo, where we speak truth to power. And I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you and I love you. My name is Black Rasta. God.
Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time. It being the first time and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please for us. Hit the notification bell, like and associate with other members. Thank you.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Ah nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.